All right, day 3. Let's keep reviewing some of the moments from my appearance on Jubilee, their show Surrounded, where I debated 20 MAGA boomers was the title. And we'll just jump right into this one. One of my claims was that Trump is an authoritarian threat to democracy. So one of the people I was debating got up and said, "Oh yeah? Well, get ready to have your face crushed because we're not a democracy, we're a republic." Which, if you know me, if you've watched this show for a while, there are a few things that get me screaming and yapping like a maniac. And that is, Republicans are better for the economy, that whole talking point because of how not aligned with data it is. And then, we're not a democracy, we're a republic. The only one that bothers me more is I am a fiscally conservative and socially liberal. And the we're not a democracy, we're a republic one, every time, a part of it, the reason it infuriates me so much is because it's wrong. That is like saying I'm not an apple, I'm a fruit. But is the pride, you'll see, by which people say it. They say it with this level of, wow, you're about to think that you're an idiot. You're about to doubt everything you thought that you knew. And it's funny because it's like, hey, you know what I'm talking about. You do happen to be wrong, and you know what I'm talking about. So to defend Trump's threat against democracy by going, well, it's not a democracy, it's kind of a weird, when I'm listing off what I mean. So you won't even engage with the list of things I was saying that are authoritarian. You're just like, well, who cares if he's authoritarian because we're a republic, which is a democratic system. So this was our exchange. While you watch it, please do click the subscribe button right below the video. Lots of new people coming over after doing this. Very exciting. And then if you're one of my viewers who hasn't yet seen the full thing, you can go watch it. It'll be linked below, and Jubilee on YouTube you can search for. That, number one, we are not a democracy. I know that you guys say a democratic republic. First off. And this, Jaden just reminded me what we're titling this video. So this makes me so angry. Literally, I get so annoyed because I'm like, this is just it's so sad. We're not even having a productive conversation. We're debating a label that you're actually confused about, that it makes me literally want to cry. I get so, wow, is this where we're at? We can't even agree we're a democratic republic? That I want to cry. All right, so there you go. Hey, it's YouTube. You got to have a title. Not a democracy. I know that you guys say a democratic republic. First off, we're a constitutional republic. I mean, when we do, well, you do the Pledge of Allegiance. What does it say? And to republic? The republic. What is a republic? And what is it? Wait. What is a republic? It's a balance of power. So of the three branches. But who places people into power? Well, the people do, but we don't even. But again, but we have an electoral college vote. Yes, we don't even go by the popular vote. But well, then he's a threat to our republic. But by the way, republic is a representative form of democratic. You know, this is where this is the first lie. So there's even a lie in the question. That's why it's hard for me to argue a lie in the question. Google after this is over, and what you're saying is incorrect because we live in a democratic system. And that system is a representative republic. Well, it's not even democratic when you've got all these liberal states. And then she goes on to a talking point. But isn't that so fascinating? And they put up a fact check. The United States is a democratic republic. The people elect representatives who then make laws on their behalf. This is my point. This is where we're at. Where we can't even get to, could we talk about why I think it's bad that Trump's attacking media outlets in this way, or the fact that he doesn't have respect for elections, or going after protesters? Can we talk about any of that? No. We first have to get into a discussion back to, and I'm not saying this to be insulting, but like what should be a pretty early life thing that you learn. And was it in that clip where I say who elects them? She did. Yeah. And then she goes, the people. It's like, okay, well, that's my point. That's a democratic system then. My friend Josiah from Pondering Politics covered this, and I liked his coverage.
Democracy. Now, she does what Mike Lee, Republican senator of Utah, said, well, actually, we're a republic, not a democracy. And that's like saying, no, this is not a car. It's a Honda Civic. Well, Honda Civic is a type of car. Likewise, we are a constitution.
Did I say I'm not an apple, I'm a fruit? I meant I'm not a fruit, I'm an apple. That's the correct analogy. Gosh. humiliating. I flipped it. It's like saying, I'm not a square, I'm a rectangle. Wait. I'm not a rectangle, I'm a square. I keep flipping it. It's like saying, I'm not, other things. I'm not a rectangle, I'm a square. Yeah, because a square is type of rectangle. An apple is type of fruit. Do you get it? Okay, because you seem confused. Don't be confused.
A Honda Civic. Well, Honda Civic is a type of car. Likewise, we are a constitutional democratic republic. We have a constitution, which is the supreme law of the land. We are democratic, a democracy in that it is the people who vote. And we are a republic in that it's not a direct democracy. All 340 million Americans don't vote on every single policy issue and make day-to-day decisions. But what we do is we vote people into office for specific terms and then re-elect them if we want. And then they wield power on the day-to-day on our behalf. So again, with her saying, actually, he can't be a threat to democracy because we don't live in a democracy, belies the point. It's a dumb...
I love that. We don't live in a democracy. It's so good. I'm so humiliated I got those flipped. But you understood my point. Saying one thing is not the other thing when that thing is within the same category. Is just within the category of the other thing. All right, moving on. Before getting to the next clip, I make a reference, and the Trump supporter makes a reference that you need some context for, which is I've never seen someone who gets brought up more in MAGA circles than Harry Sisson. I feel like they talk more about Harry Sisson than they talk about Trump. Harry Sisson is a liberal TikToker and political commentator, and he's the one that Trump posted the AI video of himself pooping on. And he kept coming up. So let me play this to give you that context, and then we'll look at the next clip.
Can't believe I got to meet Harry Sisson. Goddamn pleasure.
He's a good buddy of mine.
You're much more likable than Harry Sisson.
Oh,
Let me tell you that.
Stop it.
You are. You're
Stop
charming.
it. Oh, stop.
What do you
I like
do?
your bandana.
Oh, thank you. I had to wear it during the lockdown.
Not listening. What Trump was trying to do
Sorry, Harry.
was to get Mike Pence to
It's like,
disagree.
what planet are you living
all right,
on?
well, let's...
What country?
All right, so that's some context, and then we'll pick up there where you heard her saying that.
I do
I'm
disagree.
listening to you,
I
and
disagree.
It's like, what planet are you living
all right,
on?
well, let's...
What country, and where are you getting your news? Oh, I know. YouTube. You're listening to Sisson. You're listening to your echo chamber.
My
You
only
are
source of
not
information is Harry Sisson. That's true.
That's the problem.
Okay.
That's it. We got the
there
answer.
It is. But let's assume your premise, even though it is wrong, but we apparently have a big disagreement on that. But let's assume that Biden did things you didn't like when it comes to free speech. Why would that justify Trump then trying to censor his critics?
What is he censoring his critics?
I just explained
This
to
is
you.
the FCC.
He's-
They want to have a huge merger with ABC. It's the largest merger in the history of the
And they're
country.
making incumbent on that
And do you
changes
know,
of
and so
who
you
gets to
want
be on
have
their
a big
network?
one person that owns the entire network, so that person can tell
Wait, do you
everybody
hear what
what
you're-
to
do you
say?
hear what you're justifying?
They are trying to
That
make
Trump-
sure that it's not one person that owns every single piece of media. Because guess
No,
what happens
okay.
when that happens?
You were criticizing...
Monopoly.
Yes, exactly.
So he doesn't want a
Okay,
monopoly.
he's actually making a requirement, ABC making changes that Trump wants, and then he's going to approve that merger.
Are you sure it's
Brendan
what
Carr,
Trump wants?
Brendan
The
Carr
head of the
explicitly
FCC?
said that he was open to raising that cap. That's like a
Right.
monopoly
They were
prevention.
open to it.
And then he went, I'm really upset though now with ABC for what Kimmel said. And then,
Okay, so when Tucker gets fired, that's fine.
Yes,
When
the government didn't force that. And then let me give you another example.
How do you know?
With CBS.
How do you know?
Because he wasn't out there screaming it in public on Benny Johnson's show.
Okay, Paul.
That was a good place for it to end. Yeah, so what was so funny about that is I thought it was an obvious joke. She goes, you're probably listening to Sis. And I was like, yes, that's the only person that I... And all their faces are like, oh, we got him. We got him. We're right. He's in an echo chamber. He only listens to one guy. Really? You didn't pick up on it at all? The sarcasm there? Oh my gosh. And they kept making that accusation. You're in an echo chamber. You're just regurgitating talking points, etc. And then they would do the most insane regurgitation of mumbo jumbo, again with love. I had pleasant conversation with them. We were done, but with love. But still, the most gibberish, just kind of heard this hodgepodge of talking points somewhere and blended it all together and puked it out type of responses. It was like, how do you not hear that you're doing exactly what you keep accusing me of doing? And then on that one was mind-blowing because she's going that, I think she's talking about, was it Nexstar? Not Sinclair, right? Nexstar. Nexstar was the owner of the local affiliates that was making these decisions to cozy up with Trump because they're trying to get this merger to go through. And Brendan Carr, the FCC commissioner, had expressed an openness to it, but then went, but we got to do something about Kimmel, right? And that's kind of what led to that series of events. And Kimmel hadn't been reinstated when we were talking about this, so that's why it kept coming up. But then she's going, we don't want a monopoly to form. And I'm thinking, same, but they're saying they're willing to let it form if they'll make broadcasting changes to their liking, or they'll keep threatening, as the FCC has been doing, to take away people's licenses and hurt these different companies. How are you bringing that up? How are you bringing that up to refute my argument? That's totally making what I'm saying much more. We're on the same page. We're on the same page. We don't want that to happen, but they're willing to do it if the companies will do what they want. They're leveraging their government power to make changes at media companies. That's insane. That's crazy. And it's like she didn't hear what I was saying and what she was saying. Whew. Mind-bending. It is really weird. Y'all saw, I keep saying I really had fun in the moment, and I was just kind of ha 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 ha. It wasn't until I went and watched it back where it started driving me crazy. Then you have this.
Mm-hmm. See, I'm principled. I actually don't like violence, but y'all seem to justify violence a lot.
How?
I've just had like 12 conversations with people like, well, maybe a assaulting police officer, well, maybe it wasn't that person, and maybe it was actually Antifa, and maybe it was actually
I don't
Fed.
recall anybody over here putting their hands up on their heads and saying,
I'm saying
maybe.
the words. They're justifying it by not just saying, just like murdering Melissa Hortman, just like murdering Charlie Kirk, just like trying to murder Donald Trump, acts of political violence to further a political goal is bad. And I'm against it across the board. Many of you are not when you justify what happened on January 6th.
Forgive a sports analogy. Imagine a football field. Most of America's on the 50-yard line. Republicans on the right 40-yard line. Democrats on the left 40-yard line. Personally, over my life, I'm 67. During my lifetime, I've gotten dragged back to maybe the 30, 35-yard line. Leftists have run away with the Democratic Party. You guys are in the end zone on your way out of the stadium.
I had a really good snow cone the other day. That was as relevant as what you just said.
It illustrates everything.
Why are you justifying January 6th?
I'm not justifying January 6th.
Okay, cool. Well, then that's not patriotic.
Yes, it is.
January 6th is it.
Because people on the right are closer to the middle.
You tell me in the comments, what am I supposed to do? What am I supposed to do? I feel like what I was saying, and by the way, I'm really wound up by the past stories. I'm bringing a level of aggression to this one that I didn't in the other ones. Apologies, but I think what I said was pretty clear, right? Here's examples of political violence. Two perpetuated by right-wing or right-wing-ish ideologies. Two perpetuated by left-wing. And I'm saying all of them are bad. But I'm sitting here, and a lot of people sitting in front of me are saying the little thing I did there. Well, actually, it's okay. Trump pardoned January 6th, which the other acts of political violence, you're not going to see a pardon for those people. Democrats aren't going to pardon the guy who killed Charlie Kirk, for example. But then you're okay with pardons relating to political violence. When it comes to January 6th, like, what is that? And the response is something about a football field? Huh? That just doesn't feel like a very productive way to have a conversation.
In order for people who are still in the middle to come over to me, they don't have to sacrifice their core values.
You don't have to sacrifice anything if you come to my side.
In order for people to go to the left,
there's nothing.
That requires a total mind wipe. Who's going to submit to that?
Wait, why?
Especially when they can tell their minds are being wiped.
Why wouldn't people want to peacefully participate in policy making that implements solutions for working class Americans, invests in infrastructure, invests in increasing wages, expands our healthcare system? Those are my principles.
Because it's up to individual thought. It's a quaint custom. It's called independent thought.
You're not even, you're just saying random things.
What I'm saying is that people agree with you.
My mom's a really nice person.
I agree. I don't even know.
Why are we saying random
she
stuff?
raised a
Okay,
good guy.
pause.
That was the only time I did that. I should have done that more. Just responding with also random things. Every time they start saying random stuff, just start saying random stuff on my own. And it was sweet because I guess he didn't notice what I was doing and just was like, okay, cool. Let's talk about your mom then. No, I'm trying to illustrate that we're going off the rails. Please, let's stay on topic. What an experience. I just watched, and we'll probably show it to you. We'll show it on the bonus show today, and then we'll show some of y'all maybe later, but get the bonus show join button below, become a member. Yesterday on the bonus show, I spent the first 6 minutes, talking about a very personal issue. A mistake I made. I can't give you details, but I kind of gave enough information where you could track along. And those are the types of things you get on the bonus show. Crazy stuff. But we're also going to show you behind the scenes of this experience that Jaden put together. Epic. And it really was something. We have more to review later in the week.